Security Notebook. The Security Notebook is a document that can be used in court. It also helps you, for an example, if you had an incident and 5 months down the line it went to court, you can look back in your notebook to see what happened, providing you wrote it down. Your notebook can also be used in court without you being present. Your notebook can also be useful for when you're filling in your logbook and the incident report at the end of your shift. Have a look at the front cover of the Security Notebook. Here it says ID number. This is your company ID number. If you've not got one, you could use your payroll number. Issued to. This is your name and it must be done in block capitals. Date of issue. This is the date you start using the book. And date completion is the date you finally use the last page. Most of these notebooks come with 100 pages. Let's have a look at the back of the book. On the back of the book, we can see it's the phonetic alphabet. You should know this like the back of your hand. Let's open the notebook up. Here you can see this notebook has 2 columns, one on the left, one on the right. And at the bottom of the page, you can see where it's numbered, which is number 025. This is the page number I'm now on. On the left hand side is where you put the time. On the right hand side is where you put the relevant information and the site. So let's fill this notebook in. As you can see, the notebook is filled in black ink and it is printed. The first thing you do is you put in the date. You then write in the time you start shift and physically write start shift as seen here. You then need to write in the site name. For example, I'm working at my office, SA Services. You can also write the site number. Then you write in whatever you do next. For example, here you can see at 1800 I've done my first patrol. Make sure you write first patrol next to the time you started it. Once you've finished the patrol, make sure you put in the time. Here you can see I finished at 1820 and next to the time I put finished patrol. You may be a lone worker, so you may need to do check calls. As you can see here, at 1900 I've done a check call. Make sure you write next to the time check call. 1920, as you can see here, I've done a second patrol. Again, at next 1920 you write second patrol. This time I'm on patrol and something happens. I haven't got time to look at my watch or get my notebook out, so I challenge them and they run off. As soon as they run off, I then wrote the relevant information down in my notebook. As you can see, 2 males, IC1 and IC3 looking through perimeter fence with torch, asked if I can help and then run off. You could have done 2 things here. Just before approaching, you can have a look at your watch to make a mental note of the time and keep it in your head. Or you can do what I've done because I know I've got CCTV. I challenge them straight away, and when I get back to the office, I can review the footage to get the time I actually intercepted them. So there's 2 ways you could do it. You haven't got time to stand there and get your notebook out at that particular time. You fill the information in after you dealt with it. So you can see when I got back into the office and checked CCTV, it was 1923 when I intercepted them. So I've wrote my book 1923 intercepted. Although that comes after the 1925, remember this is your notebook. This information then gets all transferred into your logbook. So when I do my logbook, it'll read 1920 second patrol. Then I use that 1923 intercepted 2 males, IC1, IC3, looking through the perimeter fence with torch. Asked if they could help and they run off. 1925, they run off. So that'll all go into the logbook and make a lot more sense. As you can see, it's come to the end of my shift. So I wrote in the time what I finished my shift, which was 2000 hours, and then I wrote next to it end of shift. You could buy this particular notebook on Amazon for £4.75. I hope you enjoyed this short video on security notebooks. The next video will be logbooks, what goes into the logbook and how to transfer your security notes from your notebook to the logbook. Thank you for watching.